As you plan your pitch, keep in mind that the audience will likely have questions. Sometimes questions arise because people are excited about concepts raised in your pitch, which is a good thing. But other times, questions come up because people object to some aspect of your pitch, or they need additional clarity, which is not so good. Either way, you need to prepare for questions. One way to make sure you are ready for anything is to consider key areas where questions typically arise. This video will help you anticipate questions and prepare for them. The two most common categories where questions arise are market size and business model. To prepare for questions on market size, make sure you are ready to explain every assumption. If you assume you will capture 1% of the market, you need to have an answer ready for the question, why? Someone on your team should be able to walk through every calculation made to arrive at any number presented. And you must have reasons for everything. In other words, you can make assumptions, but they should be based on facts. If the audience is satisfied by how you arrived at your addressable market, the next most common area of inquiry is your business model. Judges and investors need to know how the business will make money, and they will interrogate whether or not your claims are realistic. Again, make sure you can walk through your assumptions. For example, if you claim customers are willing to pay $10 or $100 or $1,000, you should have done some analysis around willingness to pay. If you've completed a business model canvas and done some customer discovery, you'll be better equipped to answer these questions. To the extent that you can answer questions before they are raised and anticipate objections, your pitch will be more polished and more effective. You know that awkward moment when you look around at your teammates to find out who is going to take the hard question and no one steps up? We've all been there. The uncertainty of this moment, coupled with timid body language, sends a signal to the audience that you don't know your stuff. Alternatively, if one dominant person answers every single question, the audience might assume the team lacks cohesion, or that one person is doing everything. To avoid both scenarios, divvy up roles in areas of expertise before questions arise. You should have a team leader or a CEO and a financial expert who can confidently explain all of your projections, startup costs, and money raised. A marketing expert might be the point person for all questions related to customer discovery, market size, and competition. And then an engineer might be responsible for all technology-related questions. There are different ways to define your roles depending on the makeup of your team. But the bottom line is that you should have roles. Each person should be prepared to answer any and all questions that align with his or her role. When you get a question related to your area of expertise, step forward and confidently answer it. If you don't know the answer, say you'll find the information and respond at a later time, like after the pitch. You might have the urge to jump in and save a teammate who is stumped by a question. Of course, you want to answer the question as thoroughly as possible, but you should never undermine your teammate. Even if your teammate is headed straight for a brick wall, let him complete his thought. If he hasn't adequately answered the question, he should look to another subject matter expert on the team, or to the team leader and ask if she would like to add anything. Sometimes you just need to move on. If your teammate said something you disagree with, you may be able to correct the misinformation later, after the pitch. But remember, the audience doesn't necessarily know when you've messed up, unless you make it obvious. You know that age-old saying, the customer is always right? The same goes for judges in a pitch competition. Be prepared to receive constructive criticism and negative feedback. You may disagree with it, but you should be mindful of your tone. Don't act put out, don't dismiss a stupid question, and don't be overly cocky. It's possible that the judge just doesn't get it, but you still need to patiently answer all questions and respect authority. Remember, you are the one being judged, not the other way around.